Work it. I'm not afraid of it. How is everybody? Yeah? What do you guys think of the steam infusion? So those that have played with it, were like, oh yeah, it feels good, but really it makes the hair feel like silk. I absolutely love this. In fact, steam infusion I've been using at my salon behind the chair now for the past week. My clients, I got them addicted to it. I'm like a crack dealer to them. I'm like, oh Marcia, I love you so much. Let me do this for free. Next time there's a little bit of a monetary, thing about it. But for today, let me just, honor you because you're a great client. Let's try this on you. They've fallen in love with it. So, which is really cool. They love it, but the reason why I love it is because now it becomes an add-on service. An add-on service for me means money, right? We all like the money. I love what Darnell did. Right? You even had the lip pucker there. Right? Cool. So, let me ask you guys, how many of you guys, just by a show of hands here, how many of you guys are on the floor working right now? A lot of you. Not yet? Okay, so as of tomorrow, right? So let me ask you, how many then are not on the floor yet, but you style your own hair, right? You still do your own thing. You got the right.
Strike it.
My luck, I'm going to cramp up. But anyway, so let me ask you, for those that are on the floor, those that are styling your own hair, do we not have our own favorite products that we have at our station? Heaven forbid we lose one, and we're like, I don't know what to do, right? But we have like 4 or 5 different products that we absolutely love. Same for those that style our hair, right? There's a certain product that just works really good with our hair, right? Well, Redken went out and decided to find out what consumers, what they're wanting, right? So through surveys, through talking with consumers and looking at sales, they found out that our clients have their favorites, right? Not just our favorites, but their favorites. And they're called the must-haves. And you've heard Darnell and I and Jay's going to hear us talk a lot about must-haves. So real quick, what are they called? Must-haves. Must-haves, right. So with the must-haves, so what they found out is that by looking at what the client really needed, right? What they were asking for. Now what's cool about the must-haves, it's not that I'm up here saying, well you must like this because I like it. And I'm not saying you have to have it. You must like this. Why? Because it says Redken. It says Redken, you must have it. No, it's not it. The thing is, these are all award-winning products. These have all been featured in magazines, right? This is what is selling the most. This is what people are really, really wanting. I mean, my God, look at this. Control Addict, right? Love it. Named after my wife. Right? Control Addict. Love this stuff. I mean, there's a call for it. We have quick dry. If we look at right here, the All-Sol shampoo and conditioner, just on that, they've won 4 different awards from Allure, Glamour, Best Beauty. Oh my gosh. And then we can even go over to Color Extend. They're another award winner. And if we really want to get into like Argan 6 oil, here it's been featured in Marie Claire, Teen Vogue, Allure, Glamour. I mean, they're all been featured. And then if we really want to get over to the styling aspect of it, one of my favorites, we have Powder Refresh, another award winner. We can't keep this on the shelf at our salon. Another one that I like, same bottle, Quick Tease. Any of you guys play with Quick Tease? Love that, right? I mean, you can literally back comb the hair just in the bottle. Just lift up the bangs, something about Mary, right? That's what it is. I love this stuff. So when we talk about the must-haves, they're not must-haves and they're not cool because it's Redken, but these are what people really are wanting and liking and asking for. And when we talk about the must-haves like we're sharing, now you've seen cool tools, right? We just showed you, Darnell just showed you the steam infusion. I'm going to be showing you a little bit of the texturizing iron by Sampia. So But they're cool, but I want you to understand, these tools are only half the battle when it comes to doing a hair or trying to achieve a certain look. You have to have the product with it. Let's talk about steam infusion real quick. What is steam infusion if you don't have anything to infuse into it? Right? What is steam infusion if you don't have the strength and the shine of diamond oil? What is steam infusion if you don't have the sleekness of Stacey? What is steam infusion if you don't have the power and strength of anti-snap? It becomes a flat iron that's a steamer. So I can flat iron my hair and get out the wrinkles in my shirt. You need the product. Really. You know, when we talk about the heat, when we're talking about the texturizing iron, or Sanvia sleeker, or even when you use a curling iron, anytime we're using heat, we have to have what? Yeah, we have to have a protector, right? So in the must-haves, we have iron shade, we have satin wear. These are all products that we need to help create the look. And what's so important for our clients is that we're trying to get them to achieve a certain look, right? And what do we always say? It's like, if you want to achieve this look, do what I do and use what I use. So let me throw out this huge hot tip. Anybody who's taken a class with me probably knows this, but do not show a client what to do without showing them what to use. Right? Oh, that's a big one. Let's say that again. So, do not show a client what to do without showing them what to use. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool. And this way, this guarantees that that will help them create the look. Right? Now, with them creating the look, and we find out now, we know why it's important for them to have it, but why is it important to me as the stylist to have these must-haves, to share them with our clients, to prescribe them to our clients? Why is it so important?
Well, because we want to give them a look and have them be able to duplicate it at home.
Right, straight, right? But here's the other thing. I like that. So, but here's the other thing, is that when I prescribe something to a client and they're able to achieve this look, it builds what with my client? What do I build with the client? Rapport, trust, right? Right? Trust. Absolutely. And when you start to get that trust, they trust you so much they're starting to give you gifts, which are referrals. Right? They trust you so much because, believe it or not, if they think you're like, they're not going to send you anybody, right? They're not. But if they really trust you, they're going to start sending you their friends, their family. That's how we start to build our clientele. And referrals are gifts, guys, because when we're out there and we get a walk-in, do you know what we call those walk-ins? Well, that too. I like that. That's good. Yeah, it is money. No, we call it blind dates. Blind dates, because you've got to go through a certain bit of nervousness and get through that, right? And heaven forbid, how many of you guys have been on a blind date? You ever had the phone call with them? They're like, oh, I can't wait to meet you and all that. But you know, in the back of your mind, you're like, please have all your teeth. Right? Pray they don't have a hump. And then you always tell them, we'll meet at a bar, because you know if you have to eat, you're stuck there. Right? And a couple sips, you're like, peace out. Right? But that's the thing, the nervousness you got to work through. With referrals, you don't have to do that. They're already sold on you. They love you because the client that you built that trust up with is already like, oh my gosh, Darnell, he was awesome. He did this, and he did this, and then they're like, I love him already. And they're ready to come in, right? So that's one of the reasons, to have that trust. Here's the other thing. At my salon, and most salons on average, okay, not all, but average, we make a certain retail amount. We make a percentage of what we sell. And usually it's about 10%. Some salons are maybe more, maybe less, you know, but on average about 10%. But if you're selling anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a month, which don't freak out because that's easy. Because let's face it, everybody needs a shampoo and conditioner. Everybody needs a hairspray, even me. I have 4 hairs, but I want them to stay put. Right? I want those suckers to stay put. I need it. So just looking at that, so that's an extra $50 to $100 a month. Right? At the end of the year, that's an extra $600 to $1,200 in your pocket, and all you had to do was teach your client. Show them what to do. It's easy money. and then do what you want with the money. I suggest you take it, put it back into your business. Take it and go to Redken Exchange in New York, you know, get some more education. I'm huge on that. I'm big on education. Here's the other thing. A lot of the places, they have incentives as well, and they call them contests. And like at our salon, one of them was a free ticket to the Redken Exchange. That's an extra, you know, $1,000 ticket right there. Right? Happy to say that both me and my wife are headed to New York to get some education. I am very big on retail, and I'm very big on education. You know, so there are all these added things to just, you know, giving them what they want, giving them what they need. And again, that is more money. How you guys doing so far? Right? You like that? How about I tell you what? I'm going to bring up my lovely model here. Jessica, some of you may have known her. Love you. Alright? So, with her, what we want to do, this whole thing was about texture, right? And we showed the sleekness texture through the Seam Fusion. Now what we're going to do is show you some texture using, I'm stuck. I got a tech pipe here. With the Sanvia crimper. I like to say crimper. Right here, this is the texturizing iron. This is absolutely wonderful. If you notice on the blades, it's a little, it looks like a, you know, ruffled potato chip, right? But it creates this marvelous texture. And what it does, it almost gives a wool-like effect to the hair. It's wonderful for creating something new that the client hasn't seen. This is phenomenal for fine hair, for creating, you know, more volume. But also, again, like I said, I wanted to change Jessica's texture because she has a wonderful sleek look. If you look at her bang, it's very, very soft and shine, has a beautiful shine. But now I wanted to give it more of a woolly effect. And one thing I love about this is that when I use it, it's so easy to use because here's the dial. It's off, low, control, color treated hair, and then high. What I love about color treated hair is you want to keep it at a certain temperature, because otherwise if it gets too hot, you can hurt the integrity of the hair or the integrity of the color. So you really want to make sure that, yeah, I like it on color treated hair. It's a no-brainer. I need no-brainer, right? Tell me how to use it, I can do it, okay? So in so doing, what we've done is we've created a whole new texture. And what I want to do is show you guys an up-to that you can do in 10 minutes or less. That's fun, easy to do. All right, so first what we did was we shampooed her with Bodyful shampoo and conditioner. After we were done, okay, then we went back through, we added a little bit of guts, blew dried the hair. Now, I was going to use Iron Shape for her heat protected, because again, we need a heat protected in her hair, right? But because of the moisture in the hair, I didn't think it would last too long, so I went with spray starch. Okay, that's what I love about Redken. If the tool, things change, things happen. But I guarantee you, there's a product there that I can use. So thank God. Bless you, Redken. All right, so this is what we've done. So we prepped her up, and then we went ahead and we used the iron. And we're going to take, I'll just show you here real quick. But all I did was take a section that was about 1/4 of an inch thick. How thick?
1/4 inch.
1/4 of an inch. Okay? That way it ensures that I get a really good texture. Now when I was doing this, and I was kind of going through and just kind of, tapping this in, pop, pop, pop. What I noticed was if it was a little too, about the size of the plate, look where my pressure is, right where my thumb is, right? So I'd get wonderful pressure through here, and then it would start to fade away a little bit. So you can do one of two things. You can either take that hair and have it go and then press over here. But if you do that, this gets hot. So I recommend like some sort of thermal protectant for your thumb and your finger. Or you guys can do the peace symbol. Anybody know what the peace? Everybody put up their fingers. Say peace. Peace. Yeah. Right? And what that means is, take your hair and have it no wider than your 2 fingers. And don't be trying to do this. You know, try to spread it all out, right? Just do that. Boom, there you go. And then that helped ensure that I got the texture I was going for. I had a little more control. All right? And I think Darnell brought up something that was really good. If you really stay with your sectioning, it goes by quicker. Don't try to take too much, just go through it. All right? In fact, the longest part of this updo was actually doing the texturizing up here. Now with this updo, what I love about this is what Sam Villa characterized, and I think it's so perfect, called it an after midnight do, right? He was doing this, and what do you think that means? What kind of visuals do you get when you think of after midnight? Right, nightlife. But when we think about like we think about 5 o'clock updos, right? We think it has to be breakfast activities. It's perfectly slit. It's quad. I mean, it's all symmetrical, right? Well, this after 12 is more of that idea of it's a lived-in look. It's a little more organic feel to it. Now, it's nothing to say that breakfast at Tiffany's or that after 5 is a wrong look. No, it's a great look. It's a specific look. We're just going for a different look. Because we're seeing a lot of the updos now that seem to have a little more of an organic feel. Right? A little more movement, a little more texture. And so that's what we're going to do today. Sound good? Sounds good? Say yeah! Yeah! All right, guys. Fantastic. Let's put that over on. Does she not rock these clips or what? All right, so after we've texturized, what we're going to do is we've gone ahead and we've sectioned her into 6 sections. How many sections? 6. Awesome. We wrote them up here. What we're going to do is we're going to take this bad boy down and we're going to place it right over here. We have one that's already pre-done, so you guys can try this out yourself. All right? That's the one thing I love about this silhouette class is the fact that this is all hands-on. I don't think we've done this at any of the silhouette classes. It's never been done before until now. Right? Where you're like, let's do something a little bit different so you guys get to play with it. All right, so enough of my yapping, let's get this thing going. So the first thing I'm going to do, can you tilt your head down just a little bit? And I'm going to hit it right here. And we're going to start with the crown section. Okay? I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to hit these. All right. Now, for those of you, how many of you in here, show of hands, are what we call braid masters? You guys could braid in your sleep. Right? Right? You guys will find this super, super easy. How many of you? Not so much.
Yeah, no.
Like, all right?
Yeah.
All right? All right. You guys too will find this super, super easy because we've heard of a 3-strand braid, right? We've heard of a 4-strand braid. I'm sure out there on YouTube there's a 15-strand braid. But this, have you ever heard of a 2-strand braid?
Yes.
Yeah. So all we're going to do is we're going to take the hair, we're going to 2 sections. So we're going to get into 2 sections. Now, where's my body position? Am I in front or in back? Front. So now I'm going to take it, I'm just going to twist, and I'm not trying to do anything, I'm not trying to make this super tight, right? I'm just going to come in, and we're going to make this twist, and we're going to lift it up. See how I have these 2 sections left? I'm going to take a little bit from here, and a little bit from here, and then I'm going to just pull it on down. I'm going to take it in, and I'm going to just secure this in there. Now, one thing about bobby pins you don't know is that just one sometimes isn't enough. Let's fan that out a little bit. So what I like to do to lock it into place, I have one here, I like to crisscross it. All right, that locks it into place. How are we doing? We're doing good? All right, so now I'm going to come into her back. Now we're going to start with her left back. Now, if they have finer hair, thinner hair, you could actually take all the back, I've watched it done, in one section. She has more hair, so what I decided to do was make it into 2 sections. Divide it into half. Again, how many sections am I going to divide this into? 2. Boom. Here we go again. And now I'm going to just crisscross this. So, ooh, that music makes this interesting. Right? Yeah. straight down, just straight down.
Straight
Got it, here I go, good. I'm just gonna take my finger and, here we are. Okay? Now, one thing that I'm gonna do is, I want this kind of go into the center, so when I'm right here in front, now I'm gonna take one step over, okay? And then we're gonna twist, twist, twist. The next word I'm gonna say is twist. Good, awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna take this, take a little bit from here, push it in, one. Another thing about notice one thing, can I have one of these? One thing I'm not doing is I'm not taking this and trying to open it up and then trying to shove it in. What happens, if you watch, I watch my daughter do this, where she'll shove all this food in her mouth, right? Until she can't chew anymore. What happens? She spits it all back out. And I'm like, great, genius, right? Same thing with these. If you open it up and you stick too much hair in there, it's going to shoot right back out. All right? So please, just the other thing is, when you go in, you don't have to jab it into their scalp. Just, they have little rubber protected soap. That's really cool. Just go in. When you hit the scalp, then turn it. Go there. And you can use sound effects too. Quite cool. All right. So now I'm going to come over to the right back. I'm going to come in. And again, let's twist this bad boy.
Are you twisting that low or are you bringing it with elevation?
You can use either or. Whatever effect you're trying to get. Today I'm just kind of doing it down low because then I'm going to wrap it up. You can do it at a higher elevation and then twist it in. Whatever you want. I mean, let's face it, you guys are the artists, right? Yeah? What would you like to see? You want to do another picture? And I'm just going to take this again, and if it doesn't, let's see, it took too much. Let's just twist a little bit more. And all I'm going to do is take a little bit from each side and push it on in. Now, you'll notice that very first top section I did, and I wrapped around, we're locking everything into that section. That becomes our base. And one thing was, and I don't know about you, but I was definitely afraid of doing updos. My wife can even tell you. I was like, they'd be like, Doug, can you do an updo? I'm like, oh, I'm sick. My arm stopped working. I can't. Why? Because I was really, really afraid. And the thing is, what I found out about updos is, it's all in the setup. It's all in the what? Setup. It's all in the setup. And what I found out, there's my base. If I lock everything into the base, you know, I'm sitting pretty. And usually, the other thing was, I was like, I would have to work on an updo for, oh my gosh, an hour and a half, 1,500 bobby pins later. You know? I was like, you're ready to go. So again, all I'm doing is twisting on this right side.
Does it matter which direction you're twisting?
Nope. We'll come through. And let's. And I'm just going to lock it right into the base. Am I gouging you? Right in. It's kind of fun, huh? Easy peasy. Now I've done this without the texture iron. And just done it with their hair straight, and it's cute, look. But I think what really sets this apart is that texture iron. We're going to come through again. Look at that. And if you really don't like them, you can take more and just, no. Remember that, no tip. No. And again, I'm just going to lock it into place, right into the base.
Are you pinning the actual roll or are you just pinning the hair that's sticking out at the end?
No, I'm pinning the whole
The
roll.
whole roll.
And then I'm going to leave this out. I love this. This is fun.
I just didn't know if it was fine here or if you put these through or
No.
the actual roll.
See how we're doing? How am I doing on time? Is this less than 10 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
talking while I've been doing this, right? Imagine if I were quiet. I'm sure my wife would be like, please be quiet. Okay, here we go. Last one. Funny how, when I first began, where was I? I was in front. Now that we're finishing up, where am I? There we go. Now, she has a bang. And what we did was, I decided to go ahead and just flat iron this and just show the sleekness of her hair and leave it out. Had she had longer hair, I could put it all in this part of this section and make it into a bang. So here we go again. I'm going to twist this, twist it, twisting it. I'm going to take it. All right. There we are. And because I have that, there's actually other pins in there, and that's all I need. All right, so look, here it is. Now, I'm like, okay, this is cool, right? I mean, this is very, very commercial. This is very easy to do. Anybody can use it. Even her mom liked it. I was like, wow, cool. But one thing I noticed about these were I still have, these little sections you have to get through. So what I do is I use these U-pins, all right? And I can just come in, take it, oh, gone. And take this. Right? And so it doesn't look like we have Grand Canyon. Then I can start to take this and place anything wherever I want it to go. Right? I love these U-pins. And the thing is, you want to go the opposite direction. If you notice, I'm not just going in like here. I'm actually going to take it, like let's say I want a little bit over. I'm going to come this way, turn it, and then go back in on itself. How's that looking to you guys? Right? Simple, 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 simple. And take it. And you're ready for a date. Mm-hmm. I look delicious, as Darnell said. It's delicious. And then you can just take this out, spray it. What do you think? Is that fun? That's fun. Less than 10 minutes, there I go, and I look like a rock star. Right? I'm like superstar done. And what's really cool is I still charge for an updo, right? 10-minute updo. I pop. You mean you don't like it? You know? So, what it is, okay, so I can spend an hour and a half and 1,500, bobby pins later and charge $80 or $60 or $50, however much it is. Or I can do this in 10 minutes, have fun with it, play. You can expand this if you want. There's so much more you can do with this, right? This is just the base. And for 10 minutes, and I still make my $80, $80 in 10 minutes versus $80 in an hour and a half. You guys be the judge. You like it? Yeah. Take a picture. Here we go.